G'day, welcome back to RC Model Reviews. Today, the Neo2, the Neo2. What did you say? This is a Neo 1? Yes, this is a Neo 1. I use this a lot. It's the only DJI drone I fly. In fact, I don't really fly it because I bought the remote controller, but in fact, I've used it twice because this is far more value as a cameraman. And I've done videos showing how I use this as my robotic cameraman. It's got the follow mode, the track, the spotlight mode. They're all really useful if you're a one-man band who's trying to make videos on YouTube. So I use this a lot and I really like it, I have to say. I mean, I'm not a great fan of DJI, the company, but when they make good products, I'll praise them. This is a great product. The camera I'm using here, the Osmo Pocket 3, that's a great product too. Wireless mic, it's great. When I do a review, it's based on the product, not on the company. I can say I don't like DJI's policies much, but I got to concede the products are often pretty damn good. But I'm talking about the Neo2 today. This is, as you know, DJI always releases a product and they follow up reasonably quickly with the one that's bigger, better, got more features, and everyone thinks, oh, this will stop working, I must buy the new one. I'm not like that. And DJI is rolling the products out at the moment. They've rolled out an Action 6 to replace the Action 5, but if you look at the reviews, it's really not worth the money. It doesn't offer much more. So a lot of people are thinking DJI is trying to roll these products out before the ban comes in, because once the ban comes in, they won't be able to bring these products into the country. So get them out now while you can, make the money while you can. So releasing products for the sake of it. But with the with the Neo2, there's a lot of new features added to this drone. I would like a Neo2, but I'm not going to buy one because they're too damn dear for a start. They're too expensive for a start. I mean, the thing I like about this is it's cheap. It's dirt, for what it is, it's dirt cheap. And it has a lot of features that are just, not available in the home build, the tracking and all that sort of stuff. So this is great value. The Neo2, not so much. Now, the extra features, the dual axis gimbal, that's fantastic, because one of the problems with this is if there's any wind and it starts going like this, and you've got any angle on your camera pointing down, perhaps trying to film something, then everything gets wobbly and shaky and it's pretty rubbish. Also, this camera is not a very good camera. As you've seen from some of the footage I've posted from this, I have to do a lot of work to make it look half good. It's never going to be as good as this Osmo Pocket 3, so the camera's pretty meh. The Neo2's got a pretty good camera. It looks damn fine compared to this. So why wouldn't I want to upgrade to it? Well, something else. This weighs 130 odd grams, I think, 135 with the little prop guards on or something. It's very light and it's very small. The Neo2 is quite a bit heavier. It's another 30 grams. I think it's 160 something grams. And while this is so small and light, nobody could ever argue this was a threat to man or beast. When you start to get to 160 grams, and that's without adding the little pack on the back, it's starting to get a little bit out of that comfort zone. Certainly for me, I'm happy to fly this where there's crowds of people because no one's going to get hurt. Get to 165 grams, maybe 170 grams, I'm not so sure anymore. If it's moving quickly, bangs into someone, could give them a bruise. Anyway, I like the small size. You're forsaking this very, very small size if you go to the Neo2. Now, the other thing is that this thing will work with the RC2, the DJI remote controls. As I say, I don't use them very much because it's better I use this autonomously. But if you're flying one of these with the remote controls, then be aware that if you buy the Neo2, you've also got to have the little bit on the back because it only works Wi-Fi out of the box. Now this works Wi-Fi and through OcuSync and the normal protocols right out of the box. The Neo 1 just works with everything out of the box. The Neo2 has a separate little plug-in bit on the back to do the OcuSync and the radio control transmitter support. And that's more money. If you just buy the bare drone, you've got to buy that as well on top. So adds to the cost. Now it's not as cheap as it was. It's getting a bit expensive now, the little Neo, and it gets even worse. Now, a spare battery for this here in New Zealand, I'm talking New Zealand dollars because the other ones I'm working on, it'll scale, you can do a conversion if you go online. But a new battery for this is about $65. It's a lot of money for a tiny battery, but it's affordable. The new battery for the Neo2 is, I think, $200 and something. $200 and something for a battery for a drone this size? I'm sorry, I'm not having that. That's ridiculous. That's a rort, that's a rip-off. They want to charge me over 3 times as much for the Neo2 battery. Not happening, not happening. I can't afford a Neo2. By the time I buy the drone, by the time I buy the little add-on so I can use the OcuSync if I want to use that, by the time I buy a spare battery, might as well buy a mini, one of the DJI Mini 3s or something, which is a very capable drone, and it works out about the same price. But it can fly more wind. It's got a whole lot of benefits. So, yeah, Neo2 might be a fantastic drone. If someone gave me one, I would gladly use it, but I'm not going to spend my money, my dwindling supply of money, on something when this is probably 85% of the craft for half the price. And that's what matters to me. Value is what matters. Now, if you've got a use case for the Neo2, that's fine, you'll use it. You know, you'll be happy and whatever, if you can afford it. But I don't have a use case. This does everything I need to do. I just have to spend a lot of time in color grading to try and make the footage look even half good. That's not always possible. So there you go. That's my little bit of a rant about the Neo2. And while I'm here, I want to tell you my CaddxFPV Ascent system, that's the little 6 or 7 gram digital FPV system, has been shipped. I've got the tracking information, it's on its way, so that's fantastic. They shipped on the day they said they would. Good work, Caddx. And so I'm going to put that in a little foamy fixed wing initially, fly it here at the park because no one seems to be using it in fixed wing. I want to try it out in fixed wing. And if it's got enough range to fly around the park and it's HD, that could be a real winner for people that are just park flies and don't need anything better. The price is very competitive, at least at the introductory price, the pre-order price. And we'll see how it performs. We'll see how it performs. We may see if we can improve the performance, because I know that the little sleeve dipole transmitter antenna is not going to be that flash, and the goggles only have patches on them. We'll see if we can do some jiggery pokery, improve that if we need to, but in the meantime, it's going to be fun to play with. So stay tuned for that review. As soon as that arrives, I'll have it in the air within a day. I guarantee you that, and I'll give you all the inside goss, so you know, because if you can't buy DJI, it may be your only option. It may be your only option. So that's it. That's RC Model Reviews. Thanks for watching. Lots of reviews coming up over the summer. I've got some gear lined up coming in, and back to the review schedule that I used to have a few years ago before everything went stupid. I'll be reviewing at the park, but hey, it means there's not going to be any big models. It'll be smaller models, but I think we're all going that way. As I said in an earlier video, the future may be super safe drones. I'm going to focus on those for a while. So if you're a manufacturer that sells super safe drones, something under 150 grams, if you're selling something under 150 grams, hit me up and I'll review it. And if it's good, people will buy it, because I think everyone's heading in that direction. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Thank you to the wonderful people who support me on Patreon. At this time of the year, I really need all the support I can get with the cost of Christmas and the fact that YouTube views are tanking for everybody, not just me. Everyone's in the same boat. Okay, I'll leave you now. Come back soon. Bye for now.